Welcome to the first match of the final week of the regular season. We have the Latino Latios on Psychic with a whole new look at their team. They made lots of changes in the past week or so, right before the trade deadline. They now picked up Mega Gardevoir instead of Mega Alakazam. They have Necrozma over, I think it was a Spathra. They have Victini over, I don't remember what that was over. But they have Victini now, and they also have normal Deoxys over Deoxys attack, mostly because of budget constraints. And we have the Marshadow's Band of Miscreants on Ghost. This team's looking like a fairly standard team for them. Now this is a big match for both these players. Latino Latios finally snapping their 4-game losing streak, so they're at 500 now, and if they win this game, they're at 5-4. They more than likely are in playoffs now. I would say like at least 95% chance they're in playoffs at this point, and if they lose, then things get a lot more complicated for them. And the Marshadow's Band of Miscreants, this is a pretty big match for them too. They've locked a playoff spot, I'm pretty sure, but they still have despite losing last week, this is their chance to get a bye now. With a win over the Latino Latios secures the second seed and gives him the guaranteed bye. If he drops this game, fate's no longer in his hands, and he has to hope that myself actually drops a game, because if he loses and I beat the Lake of Ragers, then I actually sneak up and take the 2 seed. So, looking at this Marowak is gonna be pretty big. This looks like you set up Trick Room, and you do and you kill people in Trick Room type of team. He's got the Cofagrigus, gonna be one sitting Trick Room. The Marowak can do spread moves in Trick Room that are powerful. You can also just do like stab moves that hit really hard because it's alone Marowak with the club. It's gonna hit really hard. The Deoxys at 150 speed is like really gonna be annoying because like without Trick Room, like your team's like kind of like a mess. It's very easy for your team to get overwhelmed. So you have to worry about that. A lot of these, you also have to worry about like since there's psychic terrain's priority moves will not work. So like things like Banette's Prankster and the all important priority move Shadow Sneak, which would be really huge here because it hits super effectively and can priority some of these faster mons, cannot work. So you gotta, I don't know if Jake has a way of getting rid of psychic terrain, and then these mons immediately do that, but he's gonna have to find a way to. You have to find a way to do that. And now, man, Victini. So looking at in Ryan's team, new inclusion of Victini. Victini is one of those mons that can hit for huge damage. Like can hit for huge damage. It's got like this 190 base power move, but like you lower all of your stats when you do it. But if you have the herb that forgot what it's called, the one that to change it. It makes it so you get rid of your stat debuffs one time. You can set up 2 of those that hit really hard. And since Jake's team is overall pretty slow, if the Trick Room's not up, you can like KO 2 things before you know it. Let's see, Necrozma, a new addition. It's finally a more bulky mon that Ryan's been looking for. And Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir is like a much more well balanced mon than Mega Alakazam. It's got the fairy typing, helping up its weakness against dark. And that also gives new stab moves too. And also Mega Gardevoir has insane special bulk. So if you can hit it physically, this thing's actually really tough to get rid of. I imagine Jake's gonna do everything he can to like try to set up Trick Room here. That's the only thing I think he can really do here. Or like maybe like you have some mons with our choice scarf, or like just some way to like you maybe trade in their early game with some mons and then like put yourself in a better position to Trick Room. This lead's really rough here because, you know, Hoop on Bound is really annoying. And for leads, dude, this is like just such mons I'm so not used to that, like, I don't think I can be like super insightful with leads. Like, I think you need the Indeedee up just for the psychic terrain and for the boost and psychic type attacks. I think like you kind of have to, because Shadow Sneak would be too much of a pain. And like, I don't know, maybe something. Yeah, I can really see anything else, but let's see what happens here. Okay, so we have the psychic terrain, and we see that the DD is running Citrus Bear with the Frisk Man, and this Banette, I'm guessing this Banette is just more of just a Mega Evolved Tacker instead of like a Disruption Mon, unless there's like, what can you priority move here because of the Prankster that like will benefit you. Banette has a monster attack stat, but it's not that fast. So like you're in like kind of like interesting spot. Let's see, the Sinistcha as a lead is like very interesting because when I think of Sinistcha, I think of like you bringing in the mid game to like heal something up, but he's just leading with it. So like maybe he just wants something a bit bulkier out there. Man, what does this? I haven't checked any of the. I don't know like the stats of most of these mons, to be honest. Like Gardevoir like hit super hard with like a Moonblast, but not for like super effectively. Does Gardevoir, if Gardevoir gets Expanding Force, like I think this is like you could like helping an Expanding Force, not like it may actually just be an issue here for this team. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just try to weather the storm as much as possible. Try to get your Banette to live, and then your Banette can like hit the Gardevoir with like a super strong Poltergeist or something, and try to get the KO. I don't know what this you could like this gets Rage Powders, like I don't know, that may do something here, but like I'm expecting Expanding Force here, so maybe not. Yeah, we got the Rage Powder. We're prisoning. Does this? Okay, what are we imprisoning here? Are we imprison? So I'm guessing its other moves are. So we're imprisoning Protect. I'm assuming. We're not imprisoning Expanding Force. What could we? What else could that? What could be useful at? Is imprisoning? I don't really know. What could you? Maybe another Ghost. Maybe it was like a Stab type move. I don't know. But. It looks like not much was gained for this turn for the Marshadow's Band of Miscreant. This looks like free damage that was basically given without advancing a game plan. So like that's kind of rough, unless there's something I'm missing here with this Imprison. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I see like I don't know, just like another Shadow Ball Expanding Force here, because. To ignore the you can also like Expanding Force happens. You can just like if you have something that, I don't think you would have something that hits harder Expanding Force at a single target, but like I don't know, maybe there's some other move you could do with the Banette because they like Shadow Ball's bait go to the Sinistcha anyways, but I don't know, Expanding Force anyways, and I don't know what this Banette can really do right now. And this Sinistcha looks like it's not gonna be lasting much longer. We got the Helping Hand boost. Oh my gosh, and the expanding... And this Rage Powder just does not do anything here. This Rage Powder happened twice, and he gained almost nothing from it. And Ryan starts out with a 6-4 lead, taking 0 damage. That is a disaster of an opening. Makes you wonder if just like, wouldn't it have been better to like... Just try to... Well, I guess the, it's really rough. It's actually pretty rough to Poltergeist there, actually, in Jake's defense, because if he follows me into the Poltergeist, then the Poltergeist goes into the DD, and that's also a disaster. So, this lead, it just kind of hit me how hard it is to deal with, like, a DD with following me, which Ryan did not click once yet. So maybe you got to start calling out that he's not going to do it. And now you have a setting on Spiritomb and like I'm gonna maybe Goldango here because it's your bulkiest mon and can make it rained. No Cofagrius. Okay, so this looks like we're trying to set up a Trick Room here. I would probably just try to. I don't know if you can KO the Cofagrius. I don't know if you have the damage output for that. It's just so bulky, and I imagine it's put everything into bulk. But like, if you could like, oh, this also get like, you can like help double Expanding Force here, and I wouldn't mind that. I think that I don't know if Helping Hand does Expanding Force just more than just double Expanding Force because of the difference in special attack. It's hard to say, but like. You could also, like, if you have Dazzling Gleam, that could, like, do big damage to Cofagrius, Spiritomb, so, like, you could, like, Dazzling Gleam Expanding Force or something like that, and that looks pretty good to me. And, like, you're just trying to somehow get this Trick Room up. I don't really know the best way to prevent that, get that up is. Like, Cofagrius doesn't immediately always help here. Hyper Voice. Oh my goodness. I forgot this gets Pixelate. That's really scary, actually. Okay, well, the Cofagrius does live. And now, I'm assuming, can only assume when a Trick Room is coming up. And here's the Trick Room. Okay, so here's where things start to... Things can start to try and turn around. You're down 6-3, which is rough. And Marowak does... And spread Ghost type moves don't exist. So, like, your spread moves are, like... Earthquake, which... And, like, it's Earthquake, then you're, like, hitting your own guy as well. So, like, or reducing your damage output. It's, like... I don't know, maybe this is not a Marowak time just yet. Maybe you gotta send in Goldango at first and just, like, do Make It Rain damage. Yeah, that's what... Yeah, I expect, like... The thing is, Make It Rain, like... I think this Gardevoir lives to Make It Rain, honestly. I don't know the calcs, but, like, this thing's a lot of special defense, man. Like, you can't Helping Hand Goldango either. It's like, I don't know, just, like, you gotta attack the Gardevoir slot, I would think, with, like, I don't know, like, Knockoff. I think this gets Knockoff, but... Or, like, or just, like, because you can't Poltergeist safely because of the Indeedee, so that's rough. But, like, this is just, like, you gotta try to get this Gardevoir out of here. And the Helping Hand. Okay, finally, okay. Calls out the no follow me, which hasn't been up yet. So we're gonna have to see how much this Make It Rain does. He's nasty plotting. That is so greedy. Oh my goodness, he's really just... This is gonna take so much damage. And like, oh jeez, that's so much damage. You're gonna have to KO both these mons now. Make It Rain will probably KO both these mons. It's just like, look at what other mons is. And the Crosmo's theoretically slower, and the Hoopa Unbound is theoretically slower. This Indeedee could also be slower. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jake just purposely made this thing as slow as humanly possible. Man, you're gonna have to... You have 3 turns of Trick Room left, so like there's like a double protect turn in there no matter what. Like double protect, have 2 mons die, then double protect, and then you have to set up Trick Room again, and then have a faster mon out here. That's just really rough. But maybe you could set up Trick Room afterwards because the Cofagrius is so bulky. Like, you know, you like protect and the Cofagrius can live 1 hit, something like that. Yeah. Okay, here comes the Make It Rain. Okay, the Make It Rain does get a KO. Protecting the Mega Gardevoir, which is pretty interesting here. Let's see. I'm like trying to think like how good is that? Like, I don't think you could survive another Make It Rain. So, like, that's, like, when that's kind of, like, worrying me here. The Psychic Terrain is running out, which does decrease damage output, but also makes priority moves available again. I don't know. I know Deoxys gets your stream speed, but that doesn't work against ghost type. So like, I don't know. Probably just send in like your bulkiest mon that can survive and make it right here, which is like maybe Necross. Probably Hoopa, honestly. Hoopa. I think Hoopa either has really good defense or special defense. I don't remember, but if it's not that, then it's Necrozma, I'd say. And here comes the Hoopa, which I was saying. It's also like maybe faster. I mean, better in Trick Room than the Goldango. So like, I imagine this is just like attack a Goldango with the just like a dark type move and just Shadow Ball the Cofagrius, do as much damage as you can. The Hoopa probably, I think, would survive a make it right here. We'll see. And like, Cofagrius probably doesn't have enough to KO both of them. Shadow Ball, that does so little, yeah. It's the special defense that looks like it's higher. Yep, it does live. Okay, he actually goes for the Cofagrius here. Which in this instance actually works out here. Because you could just double protect the last turn of Trick Room. And then you're up 4-2. So like this also like, this like works as well. And so just bring in, I don't know, something with Protect. It doesn't really matter what. Deoxys works. Yep. And I'm assuming this, you just double Protect here. You don't care if he Sword Stance, you don't care if he Nasty Plots here. Like, it doesn't matter. You just have so much more offensive output that it's fine. Protect. Protect, yep. Alright, so this is just you Hyperspace Fury the Marowak, and with the Deoxys you hit it with like a Shadow Ball, the Goldango Shadow Ball, and that should wrap up the game, or at the very least like make it so it's like a 3v1, which is something that the slow Marowak can't win with. Dark Pulse also works. Yep. And there we have it. Latino Latios with a roller coaster every season, starting 3-0, dropping 4 straight, and then clawing his way back up to above 500 to probably secure his playoff spot at this point. And that, and the Marshadow's Banette Miscreants had 2 chances to lock up the bye and lost both of them, leaving the door open for yours truly to try to steal that first round bye. So, congrats to the Latino Latios. Now all Jake can do is pray that I lose, and I feel pretty confident in my match against the Lake of Ragers. But that's going to do it for me, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.